Hey, what's up everybody? Alex here with ToolRev, and tonight we're looking at the Milwaukee Gen 2 15 and 18 gauge brushless trim nailers. Alright, so let's start by talking about the nitrogen air spring mechanism that these use to fire nails. I can tell you as far as speed and sound, they operate much like a pneumatic nailer, so they are silent until you pop off a nail and then they're immediately silent again. The downside to these is the brushless motors are pushed forward into these stacks, so these are a little more front heavy than regular pneumatic nailers. So basically what you have going on here is an air tank that leads to a gearbox that drops down into your brushless motor stack, and then you have wiring that comes back this way up through the handle back to the tank. And then you have a plunger inside the tank that connects to your striker, your drive pin, and that's what pushes your nails. Milwaukee doesn't really want you getting in there because of the compressed air components. They want you to send it in for service. So much so that they do not list most of the parts for these guns. So they only list the belt hook, the magazine, and some of the tip parts here. So that's unfortunate. If you do want to work on these, it doesn't look hard to do, but you're going to have a hard time getting new parts if you need them. The 5 amps last all day easily if I'm the only one using my nailers. So I've been meaning to pick up the 3 amp hour high output Milwaukees. So again, we have our belt hook. That's a reversible belt hook. You can put it on either side. These have a really strong LED work light. I really like the depth adjustment knob on these Milwaukees. Just has a really good feel to it. So you pull the tip in closer to drive the nails deeper. These have extra tip storage down here on the 15 and over here on the 18. If you look over here, you've got the digital on-off switch. So you press it for a second to turn the tool on. And then if you press the mode button for a second, it will switch between single and bump fire. As long as you trigger the gun at least once an hour-ish, they'll stay on all day. So if you set them down for 5 or 10 minutes to go cut and measure, when you come back, you're not going to have to fiddle around with the buttons again. Okay, so let's go ahead and fire off some nails. I'm going to get some trim and we'll shoot some nails. We're going to start with the 18. This takes 5/8 to 2 1/8 inch brad nails. I've heard people say that running DeWalt nails in their Milwaukees jams them up, and I can tell you that yes, this does jam up a few times a day running DeWalt nails, where my DeWalt 18 gauge nailer never jams up on DeWalt nails, so that could be an issue. If you do get a jam, the 18 and the 15 have a tool-free jam clearing, so you just drop your nails, pull off your battery, pop the latch, and then you can pull out the jammed nail. If it's not a jammed nail, but instead your striker is stuck forward, then you just close the latch and pop your battery back on. And then with the magazine open, dry fire this into whatever, and that will reset the striker. So let's go ahead. These are 2-inch DeWalt nails. So we have some 1/2-inch pine baseboard, some 3/4, this is birch, and then we got some 3/4 white oak trim. All right, so we're going to turn it up a little more. Up a little more. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit more. All right, so that's a little too deep. Turn it back a little bit. I don't know which way I'm going here. Yeah, back a little bit. So there you go, and let's just go for it. Let's just turn it all the way up. And we're going to the birch here. So you can see it just goes right in, and then we'll go into the oak. This is white oak, so this is pretty hard. This is turned all the way up. And let's give it a shot. Yeah, it's not really driving it. Let's try it in single fire. Single fire. Yep. All right, so single fire drives it no problem. Let's try bump fire again. I think I'm on an angle or something. Anyway, in bump fire it doesn't really drive them in, but single fire it does. All right, so now let's throw some 2.5-inch DeWalts into the 15. Slide that in. All right, let's turn it up a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. Yeah, that's about where you want it. You don't want to go too deep. Your painter will love you if you don't go too deep. but we can go one more notch. So, boom, perfect. Now let's go to the birch. All right, drives them nice in there. Now let's go to the white oak, and I'm going to turn it all the way up for this. Nice. Nice, look at that. Boom, no problem. All right, so now, these are some galvanized metabos. I'm going to throw these into the 18. I saw somebody do a video saying that you can't shoot galvies through here, which doesn't make any sense. So let's go in here. All right, so let's turn it up a little more. Boom, no problem. Nice looking holes, no sweat. Let's go over to the birch. No problem, easy. I'm going to turn it all the way up. Let's try this. Nope, not really driving them. Let's try it in single fire mode. Yeah, in single fire mode, no problem. Goes right in. So you are getting more juice out of single fire mode. All right, guys, so that's my review of the Milwaukee Gen 2 15 and 18 gauge brushless trim nailers. I really like these two guns, and I hope if you get them, you will like them too. So hope this helps you out, and I will see you on the next one.